All right, y'all. So y'all are thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas, and you got your heart set out on Frisco, Texas. Okay, everybody be selling y'all this dream of Frisco is the best place to live in the DFW Metroplex. Well, you know how we do. We keep it real with y'all because in today's video, we're going to be giving you the pros and cons of living in Frisco, Texas. So if you are interested in this content, make sure you stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. We're going to get to it right now. All right. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dre, and I'm here with my business partner, Brandi. See, we
What's
all.
going on, everybody? Dre be trying to set me up for failure, y'all. I just be wanting to tell y'all. Dre be trying to set me up for failure. Well, go ahead.
And we are here with the Making Moves group. And just like she said, I be setting her up for failure, but we don't want to set y'all up for failure.
If you want to know about eating, living, drinking, playing, that.
So if you want to know about eating, living, drinking, playing, whatever she just said, make sure you hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon next to it to be the first to know when we upload a new video. And we back on track, baby. We like making moves and we like helping y'all make moves too. So if you're interested in moving or relocating and buying a house in the DFW Metroplex, definitely got to give us a call, shoot us a text, or simply send us an email. Whatever you got to do to get in contact with us, we got your back making that move to Dallas. Without further ado, we're going to get to it.
That was good, Dre. That was a good flow. And I want to add, if y'all want to hop in my DM, yeah, some people was hopping in my Instagram DM. Out, listen, y'all, that ain't the way to get me though.
No, look,
I am
Brandi.
never on Instagram.
Look, Brandi, she looking for a man, y'all. Okay, so feel free to hop in her DMs.
Really, Dre? Can we talk about Frisco?
Okay, we're gonna talk about Frisco. We're gonna talk about Frisco. I'm sorry. I like this hop in the DM culture though. Okay, all right. Let me stop. Okay, so Frisco, Texas. Pros and cons about living in Frisco. I'm gonna start off with pros, and Brandy's gonna be the cons. Okay, so the number one thing that I think Frisco has going for it is the amount of stuff that there is to do in Frisco, Texas. Okay, Frisco is booming. Okay, this is the top spot. They got so many professional sports teams that practice there and play there. They got FC Dallas there. They got a minor league baseball team there. They got the Dallas Star, where the Dallas Cowboys play. Now, I usually call them the Dallas Cowgirls, but they won that little playoff game, so they got a little bit more respect for me. But that's where they play. They got PGA Frisco there. So they got a lot of stuff going on there. What else they got? They got malls there. They got parks there. I mean, it's like utopia for someone living out there. And I think, well, I'm not gonna give all the cons away, so I'm gonna let Brandi talk.
So Dre using all those things to do as a pro, I'm gonna come back and say some people look at those things as a con, because guess what that means with all of those things there? The taxes in Frisco are outrageous. Somebody got to pay for all of those things being there. And guess who's paying? The residents. All of your Frisco residents are paying for the PGA Golf Tour. They're paying for the Dallas Stars playing there. They are paying for that practice facility that the Cowboys play at. They are paying for that. That makes, because that city generates so much revenue that makes those taxes so expensive. And they got one more thing coming that Dre didn't even mention, and it ain't here yet, but it's coming. Walt Disney is building a Disney World park in Frisco as well. So I'm gonna say that that's a con.
It's
So many
Orlando.
things
It's
to do.
the what's that? Universal Studios. It's Universal.
Yes, it's bringing that to the Dallas area, to Frisco. So I'm going to say, y'all, all those things to do there is making it a con for the residents that live there, because it's hitting them in their pockets.
Okay, so just like she's saying that's a con, I'm gonna come up with another pro. Okay, so the convenience of, I think another pro is living in convenience when you're there. Frisco has everything
Okay.
you need. If you're one of those parents that want to put your kids in a good school district, Frisco is one of the top ranked school districts in the state of Texas and in the nation. So, with that being said, it's convenient. It has good school districts, have all the amenities that you need, has your little Walmart, has your little malls, has your little places where your kids can play sports at. You don't really have to travel too far. It has your amusement park if you like golfing. if you like to watch golf, it has all that stuff there. Now, if you're living in other places in the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex, a lot of this entertainment stuff is going to be found in Arlington, Texas. And if you live in Frisco, it's going to take you about 45 minutes just to drive to Arlington, Texas to view this stuff. Good thing for you living in Frisco, you're probably going to be commuting 10 to 20 minutes just to get to all these activities. Okay, they have live entertainment districts there in Frisco. You're not too far from Dallas, about 25 to 30 minutes from Dallas, which that's good because DFW is so spread out, and sometimes you can be driving 35 to 40 minutes and have to take the toll road just to get to certain locations. So the convenience is definitely a win. And living in Frisco, Texas, they got their own little tollway. It's not called Frisco Tollway, but it's called the North Dallas Tollway. Okay, so all the little North Dallas suburbs is connected to Frisco. Okay, so you get convenience. Yeah, you're gonna be paying a little bit more to drive on that tollway, but honestly, if you live in Frisco, you can afford it. That's where all the rich folk live. Okay.
Okay, so I listened to your pro and how you made spending a little extra money into a little slight pro comment, right?
Mm.
So Dre's out here counting y'all pockets, okay? So hallway, first off, like he said, because I was gonna say that is the con. It is conveniently located, but that toll road ain't convenient. Okay, that toll road is it's not a set price. It's not, oh, every day your toll is 80 cent. Depending on how much traffic is on that toll road, is how much that toll is going to cost that day. That toll could be a $20 toll for just a 2 mile exit. $20. Okay, so while Drake talking about a little fee and a little, it adds up. If you need to take that toll road every day, then it gets quite expensive. And what is it convenient to? Is it convenient to downtown Dallas? Frisco to downtown Dallas is not a 20-minute drive. That's a 40-minute drive. So is it really convenient? And if all of these things are in Frisco, let's talk about traffic. Although it may not take a long time to get certain places, it's going to be tons of traffic because guess what? Frisco is overcrowded. So, yeah, convenience, I can say it's in a centrally located place, but it ain't really that centrally located. So, I'm going to say the con of Frisco is not in. It's not centrally located. It's not close to downtown Dallas. It's close to the things that's within Frisco. If you want to get outside of Frisco, it ain't that convenient. How far is Frisco from DFW Airport? It ain't 20 minutes. So I'm going to say Frisco ain't that convenient.
Why you look? You just being all negative, Nancy. I know we. This is
That's
got
not.
you up here for you spitting the real. Okay, I got you. I got you. Okay.
We are negative. We are not negative people. You telling your pros, I'm telling the cons. What are we based on? We always going to give our people the truth and we always going to give them the real,
Yeah.
right?
So
Okay.
one thing that I would like to say as a pro of Frisco, Texas, is I'm not one of those people who's all about status or whatever. But when you tell somebody you live in Frisco, Texas, it's like, ooh, you
Oh,
got
you got
money.
money.
Yeah, that's exactly how it
You
is.
got
Like
money.
when you
Yeah.
tell somebody you live in Frisco, Texas, or North Dallas, they automatically assume that you live in a utopia, and that's exactly what it's like living in Frisco, Texas. Okay, now what I will say. Everything that glitters ain't gold. Okay, so just because you living in this particular house, don't mean your house is all put together. Okay, we all know that. Okay, let's not try to keep up with the Joneses now. But that's just kind of like the image that goes on when living in Frisco, Texas. So let's just kind of break that down a little bit. So we know that your kid's gonna be in a good school district. Okay, we know that your kids or that you're going to be living in a nice neighborhood. A lot of the communities in Frisco, Texas are master plan communities. Okay. So they're going to have your parks, they're going to have your recreation centers, the pools, they're going to have the place where they throw
Walking
community events,
trails,
walking trails, catch and release ponds, all that stuff located in one central
parks.
location.
They have tons and tons of dog parks. They probably have the most dog parks in the whole
Yeah.
damn city of DFW. Like dog parks galore.
Now, what I will say about this, and I'm gonna help Brandi out with this one. Okay, she didn't kind of help me
Thank
out, telling me that they had dog parks and stuff. So I'm gonna help her out with this one. So with all this status, it comes with a very, very, very high price. Now, if you can afford to live here, by all means, I salute you. If you close a deal with us, please invite me to a cookout because I want to be invited to one of those neighborhoods. But the median price of a home in Frisco, Texas, is about $700,000. Now that
you.
is
900.
900
It's 900.
$900,000, and when you look at what you get for $900,000, yes, you get the master plan communities, but in other locations, actually, I'm gonna let Brandi do all that. But
No, and you want to know something funny? Thank you for helping me out. That's a great partnership. I wasn't even going to talk about the price because if you Google Frisco, Texas, it'll tell you it's one of the highest the most costly areas in the Dallas area. Right? It's probably top five. I don't think it's number one, but it is top five. Um, but I wasn't even going to talk about honestly the price. Right? I was going to talk about the size. So we know Frisco is an expensive area, but you have to think about the size. A lot of the times when you're spending seven, eight, $900,000 on a property, you're going to get a little bit of acreage. You're going to be sitting on 0.25 a quarter, a little more than a quarter, sometimes an acre of land, and you're going to have this nice yard, and the houses aren't going to be so close together. Well, Frisco is actually the opposite because it has so many things in this city. The houses are very close together. They're on very small lots and they don't have any backyard space. So if that's something that you say, hey, yes, I want to live in a status quo $800,000 house in Frisco close to the PGA Golf Tour, well, more than likely the school districts are great. But guess what? Those people who have those kids aren't going in your backyard playing. Those kids don't have the luxury of having a pool in your backyard. If you look up Frisco, Frisco is one of the cities that has the least amount of pools in the neighborhood because it's just not space. So you have to think there's that mindset. Are you wanting convenience, as Dre said? Are you wanting status quo, as Dre say? Or are you wanting your kids to be comfortable and not being able to look at your out your window and look into your neighbor's kitchen? You know what I mean? So is that a pro or a con? I said it's a con. A small backyard is a con for me, but it may be a pro for y'all. Y'all may not like cutting your grass. So you okay with having a little tiny backyard because you got this big, beautiful house to pull up to.
so that's going to conclude the pros and cons section of it. So this just kind of got me thinking. Okay, so like Brandi said, every Frisco is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. There's so many places in the Dallas Fort Worth metroplex that you can choose to live in, and that's why you got us. Okay, so if you want that large backyard that kind of resembles Frisco, there's so many other places in the Dallas metroplex that can get you that convenience close to your job, somewhat a nice school district. And sometimes you gotta be realistic. Realistic, you can't have everything that you want, but that's like, I'm going through like, never mind. I was gonna say that's like finding your dream spouse. They don't check all the boxes, but if they check most of the boxes, then sometimes you just gotta pick. Sometimes you just gotta,
Choose your battles. You got to
yeah, pick and choose.
compromise, huh?
Yeah, you got compromise. So
Yeah, and remember, Dre, we did a video in Frisco, and we went to Frisco High School. And I remember, so you have to understand too, if you are average working people, right, and you guys make a great salary together, you have to understand also what type of influence do you want around your family, right? Um, and I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. I'm saying that's just something to consider, right? When we're pulling up to these schools, the kids drive Tesla,
better cars than me.
the kids drives Maseratis, the kids drive Benzes and BMWs. So is that the type of environment you want for your child, for the influence of your kids? Those are all things to consider. Yes, the school system is a great school system. They put a lot of money into the schools so that it can be school. It's a very sports driven school district. So if that's something that your kid isn't into, if your kid isn't a sports kid, then just because the school says it's a great school, look into what does that mean. Is it good academically or is it good sports wise? Is it good into the liberal arts or is it good just for this? So if your kid does not take advantage of those type of amenities, then does that mean it's good for you? So those are things to consider when you're looking at move, live, eat, play in the Dallas area. And we can find you some comparable areas, right? We're going to show the pros and cons of different areas. We're going to give you the pros and cons. Dre like Frisco. He loves Frisco, right? For me, I love Arlington. I think Arlington is the compromise or the exact twin of Frisco. It's just that Frisco is the new thing, right? A few years ago, Arlington was the Frisco. And so now it's kind of played out, but I want to go back to the old school. I think Arlington is an oldie but goodie. So we're going to our next video, we're going to kind of compare Frisco versus Arlington.